In this world, anxiety is something that a lot of people struggle with, and it's a very real thing. I'd like to talk briefly about Mark 4:19 and the parable of the sower. It says that the cares of this world can enter in and choke the word. And so that word cares talks about the dividing and the fracturing of a person's being into parts. That's a pretty grim picture to paint. So when things pop up in our lives, things that are difficult and challenges and stuff that we struggle to deal with, we tend to really zero in on it and focus on it. And then we begin to dwell on it. And then worry takes root. And so we begin to just become fixated on these things that are happening around us, and we become triggered by it. But what we have to remember, that fullness of life is found only in Christ. It's only found in God. And so when these things happen, and they're going to happen, then we must look to Him and set our eyes, our hearts, our affections upon Him. Philippians 4:6 says, "Don't be anxious for anything, nothing, but in everything, by prayer and asking before the Lord. And with thanksgiving, we are to let our requests be made known to Him." And it says that His peace that passes all understanding will guard our hearts and guard our minds in Christ. That's the only way. So we don't have to live in anxiety, but what we have to do is go before the Lord often, stay in His presence, spend time with Him. We should always go before Him in prayer when these difficult things come up in our lives, and especially when there's smooth sailing in our lives. We should be before the Lord in prayer always, so that way when we are hit with challenging things, that we're ready, we're prepared. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer, by asking, with thanksgiving, let your request be made known to Him. That's when His peace comes in. His peace that goes beyond anything that we could ever do ourselves. So let's move away from this continual process of trying to pick up the pieces, as we let these cares come in and take root in our lives like weeds and crowd out all of the good stuff. But we should remember that we are to set our hearts, our minds upon Him, to love Him with all of our hearts, with all of our being. I hope this has been a blessing for you today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks, bye.